Hi students, so we are discussing 8th unit, that is challenges in improving agricultural products. I think it's very long lessons. And next lesson it starts for adaptation to different ecosystem. In last class we discussed vermicompost, like panchgavya, like organic farmings, and what is the use of this NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Few more topics left over in this unit, that is one is crop protection. Crop protection. We heard crop rotation. What is crop rotation and mixed crop? Cultivating a mixed crop. What is crop rotation? Cultivating a not same crop in the same field every year. Farmers not supposed to cultivate same crop in same field every year. They have to rotate the crops. 1 year they cultivate it green ground, next year go for the jova. Like they have to change the crop. That is called as crop rotation. So everything is fine, but crop protection also very important. So once the farmer cultivating the crops, he has to protect the crops. How should protection from the animals, protection from the insects, protections from the, so there are so many things there, like how to protection from the weeds, protection from the insects like pesticides. So farmer has to take care about this crops. So while crop is growing, along with the crops, some unwanted plants also grow. Unwanted plants. Those unwanted plants are nothing but weeds. So nobody will sow the seed of the weeds. They grow along with the crops because their seeds already is present in the soils. So that's why it is farmer responsibility to remove, to pluck the weeds from the crops. So if the weeds also growing along with the crops, what is the disadvantages? So they will also grow, but there is a competition between the weeds and the crops. So these weeds grow very healthy and compared to the crops. So there is a competition. This will start growing more and more to observe the nutrition, to observe the water, nutrition, everything. They will absorb very fastly because they have very strong compared to the crops. So this crops growth will start decreasing. That's why it is you have to pluck these weeds from the crops and they will throw outside the fields. Then they may have to make it dry and they have to burn it. This is the farmer responsibility. So along with the crops, weeds also grow. This weed has to be removed. Some like instruments is laid there in the villages, like sickle. They will use the sickles to remove the weeds from the crops. Next one is insects and plant disease. Insects and plant disease. So there are so many insects we can see on the crops, and the small crops. What is the disadvantage? They started cutting the leaves. So this leaves, if this leaves is there, whatever, they started eating the leaves of the plants. If there is no properly how the photosynthesis takes place, how the food materials is prepared, if there is no leaves, it is not impossible. They will also cut the stems also. These insects will destroy the crops. That's why they have to remove this insect, or they have to destroy this insect. Thus, by this insects, some diseases also occurs on the crops. If one plant is affected with the diseases, it will spread to the other crops. The entire field affected with the diseases. What is the disadvantage of this? The color may be changed. The dark color fungus bacteria will start growing on the leaves. They will spread entire leaves. If there is no chlorophyll, photosynthesis will not take place. So plants will not grow properly. It will affect on the fruits also, flowers also, everything will be affected by this diseases. So farmer has to take about this insects, destroy the insects, to remove the insects, to take in some like pesticides to destroy these insects or diseases. Then what is the natural pest controlling methods? Natural pest controlling methods. Natural pest controlling methods. So to destroy these insects, to destroy the weeds, to destroy the diseases, farmers are using more and more pesticides, more and more high concentration of pesticides. What is the using of disadvantage of using of these pesticides? Because so when they are using to destroy the weeds, it will affect on the plants. When they are using the killing the insects and diseases, so there are millions of useful bacteria also present in the soil. This soil is going to destroy because of using pesticides, more concentration of pesticide. Due to this using more pesticide, soil pollution, water pollution, air pollution, everything pollutions. So everything pollution. This is not a good method to use more pesticides for farmers. There is a more high concentration of pesticides. That's why they should go for the natural pest controlling methods. So because of using the more concentration of pesticides, so natural pest controls also destroying, like some birds are destroying. See, when farmers used pesticides on the insects whole body is having like pesticides. What happens when the birds come? They start eating these insects. These insects already having on their body pest. This pest will enter into the bird's body. They will accumulate it in their body. After a few days, they started dying. So this is one of the dangerous things. This is one of the dangerous. That's why this natural pest controller are decreasing. Their number is decreasing. There are no butterflies nowadays. Their birds number is decreasing. Honeybees number is decreasing because of farmers using more pesticides, more concentration of pesticide. Twice, some people they are using thrice to destroy these insects. It is not a good method. We should go for the natural pest control methods. What are the natural methods? Either the insect has to remove by the human beings. పురుగులు మొత్తం ఏరేసేయాలి. It will take so much time. It will take so many labors. It's a costly. That's why they are going for the easy methods. Otherwise, there are so many like natural insects will be eaten by some of the birds. Where the birds numbers started decreasing, the insects numbers started increasing. Because of using more pesticide. There are so many like birds is there, like some frogs. There are so many like other animals is there. They will eat the insects only, not the crops. They will not destroy the crops. So these insects and birds are birds pollination. Helping in pollination. Who will do the pollination? Pollination with hand also we can do. Pollination with hand. Natural pest controlling methods. So insects are, birds are, they are helping in the pollination. So how we are getting fruit production? Once the leaves started growing and the flower comes, when the pollination takes place in the crops, self-pollination and cross-pollination, then only you started bearing the fruits. Flower will be converted into fruits. So we can do pollination also. There is a two female parts and male parts is present in one flowers. We have to transform the pollen grains from anther to the stigma by hands also. Pollination with hand also. In your textbook also they have givens. Pollination with the hands. How they are doing pollination. Isn't it? So, like there are so many biological controls by natural enemies, predator or insects. See how we can biologically control this insects. So farmer using more pesticides to destroy the insects. It will be affecting on the human beings. Nowadays we are eating chemical food materials every day. Genetically modified food materials and chemical food materials. That's why it is affecting on our body and our health. So we will go for the biological control methods. So in higher classes, we will discuss what is biological control methods. We have to increase the immunity power in the plants. Immunity power in the plants. We have to increase natural predators like birds, like scavengers, like crows. We have to increase. They will start eating this insects present on these crops. So this is about challenges in improving agricultural products. So we have to go for the crop protection is also very important in getting quality of the food productions, quantity of the food productions. We have to remove the weeds from the crops, insects and plants, diseases. We have to protect the crops from the insects and the diseases. So natural pest controlling methods. Insects are very helpful for the pollination. If there is no insects, we cannot get the fruit materials also. So pollination is done by the butterflies, honeybees, winds, like waters. There are so many birds. They are doing the pollinations by their naturals. This is about today. Topic of the 8th lesson. We have completed the challenges in improving agriculture produce over. Today homework, you have to write crop protection, that is what is weeding. What is weeding? So which instrument used by the farmers to remove the unwanted plants from the crops. Next one is what is natural pest controlling methods. Natural pest controlling methods. Insects, how the insects and the birds are helping the pollinations. You have to write about this, few points about this. Today, homework. So weedings, insects and pollination. This is as natural pest controlling methods. Okay? Thank you, students.